Kuna watu wengi sana. Sisi wafanyakazi wa serikali ni wachache. Ikikumbukwa pengine tuko chini ya milioni 1 na wananchi ni milioni 55. Sisi ni wale tunasema ni privilege kupata nafasi ya kutumikia wananchi. Hata kuwa assistant chief sio rahisi siku hizi. Ukitangaza nafasi ya assistant chief, watu wengi sana wana apply. Kumaanisha ya kwamba watu wanatafuta nafasi ya kazi. Lakini tuchukulie pia tukijua kwamba kazi yenye tunafanya hapa ni mwito. Ni zaidi ya kazi ya kupata hela, ya kujitafutia hela. Ni mwito ya kutumikia watu. Na ukipata kazi hii, hata kama ulikuwa unatafuta kazi upate hela ya kuchunga familia yako, lazima ubadilike haraka na kuingia katika ule hali ya kuwa mtumishi ambaye umeitwa kufanyia watu kazi. Ndiposa natumia neno mwito kwa sababu naelewa sana kwamba hawa masheikh na mapasta na mareverend kazi yao ni zaidi ya kutafuta hela. Wao wanafanya kama wanamtumikia Mwenyezi Mungu. Na hata sisi wakati tunafanyia kazi wananchi, tujue ya kwamba hii ni mwito. Kama ni askari, kama ni administrator, tunajua tunafanya tukimtumikia Mungu. Na kama wewe unatumikia watu, ni vizuri sana uelewe na ujue kazi yako inafaa ikuwe ni nini. Kuna watu wengi sana wanafanyia kazi serikali, aswa kama wewe uko national administration. Tunajua kwamba national administration kazi yetu ni kufanya kazi na serikali, the current administration. Kazi yetu ni kufacilitate government of the day, kuhakikisha kwamba they achieve its programs. So I hope hakuna mtu anakaa hapa kama chief na assistant chief na ajui bottom up economic agenda key programs ni nini. Because hiyo ni kazi yenu, county commissioner, sub county commissioner, deputy county commissioners na ACC, kuhakikisha kwamba you are cascading government projects. Na tutakuwa na mkutano hivi karibuni na all the ACCs across the country kwenda juu, kuhakikisha you are accounting for the work you are doing in your division. Isikuwe unafanya kazi kwa serikali lakini wewe ndio wa kwanza kupinga mambo ya serikali. Unapata chief ni chief ya serikali, lakini akifika baraza anaambia wananchi hata hii kitu ya housing mimi sijaelewa sana, sijui kwa nini hii kitu inakatwa. Chief ako kwa baraza, alafu akiona mheshimiwa amefika anasema, mheshimiwa, eleza sisi mambo ya SHA. Sisi hatuelewi ni SHA ama ni SHIF ama ni nini. You are the first point of call kwa mambo yote ya serikali. Kama ujui any program ya serikali, wewe sikia hata rais kwa mkutano 2-3 inatosha. Ama uende YouTube, uende hii program ilipolonjiwa inasema nini, hii program ilipolonjiwa inasema nini. Na sio ujue tu kijuju yenye mwananchi akikuuliza swali kwa hapa mashinani unawaambia hiyo ni mambo ya Kenya Kwanza, mimi sijui sana, mimi niko hapa chini. Wewe ni ofisa wa serikali na inajulikana, na mimi niseme kweli kwamba that is actually an indiscipline. It is a highest level of indiscipline kama wewe ni assistant chief, wewe ni chief, na wewe ndio wa kwanza kupinga programs ya serikali. Penye unapingia mambo ya programs ni hapa, penye tumeita public participation. Unaniambia waziri hii kitu ni kama haifanyi, waziri ni kama to change namna hii waziri. Lakini tukishapitisha na ishakuwa government program, your responsibility as an administrator is to propagate government programs and to educate the people on government programs. That is why it was also the qualification of a chief ilipelekwa juu na qualification ya assistant chief ilipelekwa juu, kwa sababu ilihitajika uelewe certain level of government programs. And that's why nyinyi mmesema kwa hapa mnataka training. You have a right to ask for this training, because also lazima we empower you to reach a stage where you can propagate government programs. Tumekubaliana chiefs na assistant chiefs? Yeah, so that is very important. That's very important. Na usikae tu ndee hivi ufikirie, unajua kuna machief na assistant chief wamesahau wao ni macho ya serikali mpaka mashinani. Lakini pia wengine wamesahau serikali iko na macho mpaka kwake. Sasa wengine nasoma report yenye natoka idara za serikali inanifikia kila asubuhi. Nasemekana report inasema wiki hii huko Lungalunga tuko na problems ya pengine waseme tuko na problems ya pombe, alafu wanasema machifu wafuatao ndio wanaelekea kwa kazi. You know, I have all those reports, by the way. Unfortunately, I receive it, and senior government officials receive it, and the president receives. And some of those reports has your name. Nasema tuko na shida kubwa sana ya mambo ya dawa ya kulevya kwa sababu polisi ya mahali fulani na polisi ya mahali fulani na polisi ya mahali fulani wanachukua hongo. And if you continue like that, you know, we will catch up with you. So it's important. I think I need to remind you, if you are working for government, including me, there is nothing I can do mimi yenye haitajulikana na haitawekwa kwa ripoti. Ripoti yangu pia itasomwa na mkubwa. Tasema ni kama Kipchumba akitoka kazi jioni, kuna mahali anapitia na kuna hongo anachukua. Na unasikia saa zingine unaona rais amevuta mtu kazi, alafu mtu anang'ang'ana kuexplain. Una explain mambo yenye inajulikana. So we all know, kwa sababu tuko kwa security sector, you know, jicho ya serikali iko mahali pote. Yeah? Na iko kila kona ya serikali. And I think I needed to remind you today that there is nothing we don't get in terms of reports of what happened. And there are some officers to shapata reports zao, including kwa immigration department. Yeah? Wanasemekana huyu anapitisha watu, anapitisha aliens, huyu anapenda kuchukua hongo, anastampi. And it is through those reports that we now start certain investigations. And if we find you culpable, unakwenda nyumbani. Ndio nasikia watu wengine wanasema nimeonewa. Hakuna mtu anakuonea. Mwenye ulimpatia hongo ndio analeta report yeye mwenyewe. Ama mwenye alikupatia ndio analeta report. Anasema yenyewe nimefanya makosa, lakini huyu chief anasumbua sana, lakini tulipatia 1,000 yake tu. Sasa ningefanyaje? Because mtoto lazima angepata birth certificate ama something like that. We need to make sure that we become faithful in the service we serve, and corruption must be dealt with. And it is only corruption that is making people lose faith in government, and particularly corruption at kwa hiyo village. Unasumbua mama mboga, mtu ya boda boda. Mmesikia kwa hapa ripoti tumeambiwa boda boda, watu wanasema mpaka mtu ya boda boda anajua anajua ati ikifika police stop fulani, yani ashashika tu mkono hivi anakunja, akisimama anawaachilia anaenda. No, we cannot continue like that. And I want to say here that we must confront, if we want our country to be safe, we must confront the disease called corruption. Na imetuharibia jina. Imeharibia jina idara ya polisi, imeharibia jina watu wetu wa administration, imeharibia jina the entire government. We must confront the monster of corruption, even at the lowest level. Because I know kuna watu wanasema wanatuambia hata mnafukuzana na polisi, amechukua tu pesa kidogo kwa traffic. So kuna wezi kubwa huko Nairobi, sinyi mngangane na wale kubwa. Hata hii ndogo ndio kwanza anaumiza zaidi, ana propagate your culture, anaenda kuumiza mama mboga mwenye hata ana shilingi moja. So there is no, kama vile Biblia inasema hakuna dhambi kubwa na dhambi ndogo. Jehanamu ya hii dhambi yote ni moja. We must be able to deal with corruption wherever it is. And I'm very serious about this. And we must be serious about this if we are going to make sure that service delivery is achieved. Tumeambiwa certain requirements yenye inahitajika, especially niliambiwa historia ya Makinon police station. I want to say, Mheshimiwa, I am told it is a leased facility. We don't own it. Sasa wewe Mheshimiwa, fasa shida yenye wewe una nini kwanza ni tofauti. Shida yenye natukumba zaidi ni kwamba we don't own it. So I think what we should do, we agree with you to make sure that, I wish Kenya was marking it because they want to expand the road. Is that what they want? Yes, we did it together and we said yeah. Sasa wewe turudi kwa Kenya. Tuambie waendelee na kupasua hapo, waendelee, lakini watupatie pesa kidogo tuende tujenge police station kwa kando hapo. You know, kuna ujanja tunaweza tumia watujengee police station bila na wewe unajua Kenya, mimi naelewa iko na uzito kidogo kuliko sisi wenyewe, kuliko CDF. So I think we can have a conversation with Kena and CS Chirchir to see if they can do as part of the CSR ya Kena, watujengea a new police station, and sisi wote tutafute shamba kuliko we have on that issue of protecting. Alafu, this issue, there is a very pertinent issue in the country on how to deal with aliens. And I think at the ministry level, we will have to sit down. These aliens, once they come, na wameshikwa, they become again a burden to us. Because umepata watu, kotini inaona, and you cannot blame the court also sometimes. Koti inaona watu 100 wameshikwa. Wanaona cell yenye iko hakuna. Wanaona the police station haitoshi. Wanaona capacity, na officer ule wa prisons amesema hapa, capacity ya cell ama prison yenye iko hapa ya kuweza kushikilia hapa ni ndogo. Lazima wapelekwe pengine space iko Shimolatewa. So practically even a magistrate anaanza kujiambia hii kazi gani? Release watu, mwambie sasa anzeni safari ya kwenda kufika border mwende. Of course wakireleasiwa wanaendelea na ile safari walikuwa nayo. So we need to have Bwana PS, we need to have and we will work with Parliament to put a place repatriation fund ikue on standby, because it used to be there before. We are going to work together with the Treasury and the Parliament to ensure that there is a quick repatriation resources. Yenye wakati mtu anapelekwa kotini, you are already anticipating kwamba watarudishwa, and the resources are deployed. The car which is carrying them is hired. The police officer will escort them at our cost, because we want to clean our country. Wapelekwe kwa nchi zenye wanatoka. Otherwise it will be a burden for our country. And this is not the first time nimesikia hii maneno. Nimesikia hiyo kwa Isiolo when I had a different meeting. Nimesikia hiyo story pia kwa Nakuru when I had also another meeting, and also Mombasa yesterday, and now here. So the good thing about this kind of engagement, it gives you also a view of things that have a certain national, have achieved a certain level of notoriety that requires a collective engagement. And I think PS, well, let's make a case for that repatriation fund. I know Immigration Department has been trying to make that case, not just to repatriate people by air, because we also usually deport people by air, but also that we are deporting when they go by road, including the transport. On the police uniforms, I totally agree. Our police officers have a shortage of uniform. The program has been put in place. We should be able to roll out our new uniform soon. So as we phase out this old uniform that you have and go for the one you chose, we will also make sure that we replenish the uniforms for the police officers. We agree, and a massive program is being worked out. I hope in another 2-3 months, that was the plan, that it will be ready. And we're working with local producers so that it's easy to achieve those uniforms in good time. I think we should be able to get a uniform in time. Rais wa Youth Bunge umejibiwa kuhusu unaona hii inakaa kama Youth Bunge. Hata sitting arrangement unaona inakaa mzuri sana, inakaa kama bunge. And tumeleta bunge la mwananchi mashinani kama wizara. And you can see I'm answering questions like I'm in parliament. Sio? Kwa sababu nyinyi mmeuliza, lazima nijibu. And this is part of the engagement. Kuna zingine tutajitayarisha kufulfill, kuna zingine tunawajibu hapo. Now, as you've been told, that backlog is going to be sorted, like the PS has said, on the numbers that you talked about. On the issue of corruption, I've already responded. Recruitment and selling of jobs. As you know, mnajua kwamba tunafanya recruitment ya polisi hivi karibuni, na ya prisons ni on 30th mwezi huu, the end of this month. So as we do that recruitment, I agree that we have cases of people selling these positions. Yeah? So in the police side, we had tried to put some regulations. Kwamba ikifika saa 11 or saa 10, the exercise is closed and you pick the next day. And it must be done transparently. Watu wakiwa mpaka ishe. Shida huwa inatokea in the hiring of police. Watu wanapitishwa, alafu wanachelewa mpaka giza itokee. Asa giza ikitokea kesho, results inatoka upande ule mwingine, unaenda kusikia kama habari kwamba so and so alichukuliwa alienda. Everybody in the village, everybody in the headquarters wanajua pesa nani alilipa na wanajua ni shilingi ngapi. Yenye inabaki tu ni kulalamika. You know? Ni kulalamika. Wanaogopa kureport because of course recruitment officer ni police. Yeah? So what we are trying to do is to work with EACC, human rights organization, to put observers in place so that these reports we can enhance the level of accountability kwa hapo center. Ile penye kuna recruitment center. Lakini mtusaidie pia. Kwa sababu we will do our part, as I told you, and I agree with the president ya youth hapa, kwamba tunataka kufanya digital, but also digital has a limit, because lazima huyo mtu akuja aonwe ni mfupi ni mrefu, anaweza kimbia ama akimbii, kama ako na proper medical records. Kuna mambo yenye inaonekana including meno, kwamba kama anaweza, kama hatari ikitokea, kama anaweza uma ama hapana. Yeah? Yeah? I have never known exactly why they do so, but anyway, somebody tried to explain, but bado it's still complicated. Lakini kama pia ukipatikana una meno yote, it's also a risk kwamba unaweza kuwa ni mtu wa pengine unapenda vita ama nini, lakini sometimes unaweza kosa meno kwa sababu ya ugonjwa ama kwa sababu ya maji. So all these things still need to be done. So we have said kwa digitally online you should list all the people that qualify, so that kila mtu asikuja hapo malisana mambo ya academic qualification, verification of certificates, you know, all these other qualifications that you need to meet, so that during recruitment day wenye wanafika ni watu wameitwa. Hata kama ni 100 na tunataka watu 10, lakini those are people shortlisted in that community who qualify and who reside in that community. One of the problems we have not just succeeded to know how to sort is residents. Because mtu anaweza kuwa ako na ID imeandikwa Mombasa kwa sababu alichukulia Mombasa, lakini hiyo mtu ni wa Kwale na ni wa hapa Matunga, for example. So that is still a challenge kidogo, but that can be navigated in the process. Also, something that we cannot sort online ni kwamba you have to do gender. Gender might be easy, but you have ethnic balance. Now also area balance within sub-county, clans, and so forth. So there are certain many other things that need to be looked at. That is why we want citizens to be vigilant. You know, for that particular day, as active as the youth president is, we will accredit him akuja akae kwa headquarters ya hapo, ndio akuwa anaangalia. Anaona okay, shortlist ilikuwa hii inaonekana. Huyu amekimbia, huyu hawa 5 10 wamekimbia. The ladies wamekimbia namna, until we get the final results. But if you know for sure that mtu fulani ana roam kwa headquarters na ako na pesa, you can also effect something called citizen arrest. Unaweza shika pesa yenye yako nayo na upeleke yeye kwa police station, na hiyo pesa pia inaweza saidia kujenga, you know, ka police station ama kitu fulani katika community. Because I'm very serious on this issue, by the way, because I'm speaking and in my mind I'm thinking about the recruitment center in my constituency, and because I know people, because I was a senator, they used to call all the time, wanapiga simu wanasema nani alinunua. Hata ukienda home unafika unaambiwa ule na ule ndio walipata tu, hawa walinunuliwa, huyu alisaidiwa kununua, baba yake aliuza shamba. Then the worst part of it is that watu maskini wanaenda kuuza shamba kuja kununua kazi. Yeah? So sasa kama mtu maskini kabisa ana chochote amenunua kazi na 500,000, ule amenunuliwa hiyo kazi, akifika hiyo kazi atarikava aje? Atarikava hiyo pesa aje? Si lazima achote, kwa sababu baba yake aliuza shamba, anaishi ana mahali pa kuishi. Lazima in the first 2 years akuwe anaharakisha haraka kupata pesa ya kutosha kuenda kufanya nini? So this is how we perpetuate corruption, and that's why I really want to help tusaidiane pamoja during recruitment centers. We will try as ourselves, but also you as citizens here, and even leaders, help us to observe, to make sure that we observe these processes of recruitment. Hiyo sikubaliani na wewe kabisa. Hiyo ya kusema tupatie vijana hata mko na uwezo ya kupigana na wale vijana wengine hawana, tutakushika. Tukiona vijana wengine wanapiga wengine, hiyo ni crime by itself. Julisha police know how to do and what they need to do. If you arrest, kuna kitu inaitwa citizen arrest, and immediately you are able, and you only do that when your life is not in danger. If citizens are able to arrest a criminal, they immediately take to police station and make sure that they record a statement that they have handed over a person who has been arrested. Unlicensed chemists, I agree. We work together with county governments to make sure those which are licensed by national or county government are dealt with. To support also wazee wetu wa dini na mambo ya usalama, tutafanya kazi na hawa. Mambo ya the other challenge we're just dealing with is maybe sensitization within the judiciary. And I think, again, this is something, it has been mentioned in all the meetings I've gone to, that gender-based violence victims na vulnerable groups are fearing to report to certain police stations, or they have, the biggest problem is that they cannot be witnesses in court because the courts themselves, wanachukua mtu amecommit a serious crime, wanampatia bail without, or a bond, without, they release them on bond or bail, without really considering the danger that the victim is going through. I think this is an area also that the Chief Justice and the judiciary, we must, all of us, have a conversation. We must really confine some people because of the danger that the victims go through, or the witnesses, if we really want witnesses. You can't allow that person to go roaming and go and harass the witnesses. I have noted the need for postal institutions. We have noted also the issues raised by the hoteliers. Jeff has spoken passionately about investments in this area, and that we need to protect. We thank you, Jeff, and the community for supporting police with fuel. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a crime to do so. You know, policing is a community thing. It's a community, policing is a community issue. It shouldn't be enmity, living with the police. In fact, business community should be able to support, or local community. Mkifanya good harvest and you have enough food, and there are police officers who are doing operation somewhere, you support them by taking the food to them as a community. You know, as long as you are not bribing, as an individual, come and bribing a police officer so that they can take care of me. So hoteliers are doing a good job by facilitating. Sometimes in even other places, they donate cars. You know, they donate a car, they donate to the police, and they work together as local community, because that is what we want. We want a safe environment. And we will be encouraging many other business communities. And I think we need to put in place a proper scheme where business communities and people who are able to donate can donate vehicles, can donate, can build police stations for us, and so forth. What we will only not allow is suspects to do so. We will want only clear associations like yours to work with us, and therefore thank you for facilitating that process. It goes a long way than waiting for budget, and the community can be able to do something. It helps us a great deal. And we like and we appreciate our police officers who go and live well within their community and enlist the community towards community policing, where we are working together as a team. On national projects, I totally agree with Governor that we need to share more of national projects, but also in greater detail and with full information. I don't think we have done a good job, Madam, in that area. You can still give something more fleshy that can help us to propagate and inform this, as many of our people. On Chamber of Commerce, I agree with you. We work with the good politicians to ensure that and I appreciate most of these MPs, if not all of them, actually, have been working very closely with us. Hakuna MP hapa, I must say it with clarity. There is no MP we are suspecting that is participating in funding these kind of things. In any case, most of them are supporting us. but there are some political activists here and there that are under investigations, and so we will deal with them as we cross where we cross. We appreciate the MCAs, the MPs, to help us to sort out these problems in the community, because some things can be averted. You don't need to come with a gun. If the local community can sit and preach to these kids to let go pangas and so forth. Also, we cannot do it without MPs and governor and so forth, because we want them to give bursaries, to build schools, to do all these other programs that can help us to sort these issues in the long run. And that's why this is important. I also agree with those who are saying issues of wines and spirits and their shops and so forth is an issue that all of us must deal with. And it's important that we do these inspections that we need, because as you heard the county commission, a regional commissioner saying that some inspections lead to us finding drugs inside even properly licensed bars and clubs and joints, but inside there are other hidden drugs that are being propagated through those procedures. On the issue of land, especially the Nyari land problem in that is Kinango, right? Yeah, that's Samburu area, and I've been there myself. I think that is an issue I will follow up with the Lands Commission to see, the Lands Ministry to see what else can we do, because as I told you in my opening remarks, land is becoming a challenge for us in terms of dealing with insecurity issues. And Mwarende Ranch, land divisions and so forth, those issues are extremely important. When I go back, this is a discussion we'll have with the Lands Ministry. I have also appreciated the request for police post, and we'll work together to see how best we can do that. On Honorable Anifa, you talked about certificates being released. I think that is something of enforcement now, trying to follow up to make sure that the schools can release the certificates. And then issues of land invasions for investments. It is something we, as I said, we must discuss. Birth certificate to be devolved, I agree that this should be done. Dealing with defilement cases, threaten the MCAs, and that MCAs require security where need be. MCAs are leaders. When they report to our county security team, the county security team, we should be able to facilitate and protect them, especially those who are working with us. You have requested that we promote some of the chiefs on merit. Unfortunately, we don't have that, that provision of promotion on merit, because they still have to go through Public Service Commission. But I will make the recommendation. I have already asked the county team to get me the most senior chiefs who deserve to move to principal level, so that we can make the recommendation and take them for training, so that we can have also, and all of them deserve to be promoted if they have qualified for that promotion. As we sort the SECs, we also want to sort the others. But because I'm here, I am going to get a report of the best performing chief. Then we see how we can recommend them for greater promotion. Police, we have a way we do it. And definitely, if I visit like I have done today, there is a way we will do it, and I will do it. Yeah. And then security for the chiefs is very important. Actually, this is another national issue, cross-cutting issue. Some of the chiefs are in danger because of the operations they do. Okay? And so in the discussion we are doing for reform of National Police Reservists, and since chiefs have been trained on paramilitary issues, we are ready to recommend the arming of some of the chiefs that feel threatened, so that we can make them NPR officers. We give them an NPR certificate so that they can protect themselves. Even as we work with GAPU to ensure that we are touching police officers to the chiefs, we must also, or to work closer with the chiefs, we want also to make sure that a chief who feels personally threatened, as you know, any person in Kenya whose life is in danger can be licensed to hold a gun. There is nothing that stops us from licensing a chief whose life is in danger to protect themselves. And we are, of course, trying to do the same in the frontier counties so that the chiefs can protect themselves. As long as that gun does not also become a source of insecurity for the chief, that some criminals may want to target the chief because he has a gun. That is also an issue that we must be able to deal with. And as I said yesterday, any chief whose house is burned, whose family is attacked, we will not leave them. Like the case we discussed about Mombasa, where a chief's house was burned because of participating in national duty. I have said that we will find ways of ensuring that we support the chief. We cannot say fully compensate, but really support in the circumstances that they have gone through. And then I totally agree that government offices have no titles. We need to work on the titles of government offices across, including the chief's offices. For the sub-county headquarters, I think there was an MCA who was concerned about the headquarters of Shimba Hill sub-county. Once you do the public participation, you engage in the public participation, and there is a consensus that you move it to a particular place, it will be written to us and we will move it. We have no desire, we have no attachment to any of the places. It is the people who should decide. And then for replacement of removed chiefs, we are working on that program, and you will hear some of the advertisements being done. And Mheshimiwa Konzirai has talked about the Samburu sub-county with 26 million as a balance. I don't want to make a roadside declaration, yeah, that tutalipa hiyo, but I will ensure that in this coming budget, and SNA, please we make sure that it's done. We include this sub-county in the balance. The good news is that the former minister is the deputy president. So even if you don't follow him, you can still follow him. He still has, but because I'm here, na mimi ni mtu yao ya mkono ya rais na naibu wake, I will make sure that that is put in the budget. Yeah, that's put in the budget. And thank you, SNA. Make sure that we remember to ensure that the promise made by the Deputy President, then the Minister of Interior, is fulfilled. And then boundaries. Had been already briefed about boundary issue between this county and Taita Taveta, and that is a very sensitive issue. Again, Mheshimiwa, I don't want to, because I'm still the Minister of Taita Taveta. Yeah, so I don't want to just make a roadside declaration that tomorrow the teachers will leave. However, we will seek the amicable solution. Since RC is here and she's also cross-cutting, she will convene a meeting for the two counties and the leadership of the two counties, first at the level of them, before they can call you as political leaders, so that we can solve those issues. RC, you stand instructed to convene a meeting between the two sub-counties on that issue. Let's look for amicable solution, because I don't know why counties can fight over boundary, except where they find minerals or something. The rest, we should be able to agree how we work together. I know what drives really boundary fights is when there are benefits that come to the county government as a result of either investments in the area or something like that. But the rest of you are Kenyans. We can, it's the administrative unit of the county government that is more interested because of the benefits that are attached to it. And I hope we can work together to solve this issue. We really struggled with this issue when I was in Senate. We even had a bill brought by Honorable Mutula Kilonzo Jr., and we tried our best to find ways of sorting inter-county boundaries, and it remains a thorny issue even for us in the security sector. I think I agree with Mheshimiwa Fatuma that we should find another language, not Christian, these people, Panga Boys, because it sounds even a very good thing, yet it's a dangerous issue. Maybe we'll find another way. You will help us so that we can use another language. We can say criminals carrying pangas or something of that sort. And then on the question of administrative units that have been gazetted, Mheshimiwa, and have not been operationalized, including the one Mheshimiwa Tandaza gave me, I will take time to make sure that they are all included in operationalization. It is true, some of 2017 and 2018, like this one, have not been operationalized. But some which came recently, even like this year, is because of security problems in the northeastern and so forth. But as we progress to areas, including here where marginalized, we will prioritize operationalization of the old sub-counties before we deal with the new ones. The only areas where we have had to do quickly, even areas that came late, is because of security in banditry areas and areas we have border challenges. Kumbe hii maswali ilikuwa mingi hivi. Yes, on the I was coming. Yes, Mheshimiwa, there are 5 police officers on their way there, but they are on midway. They were told there is no place they will sleep. So quickly discuss with the county commander and make sure that they have a place to sleep tonight. Otherwise, they are on their way. If you give me 5 minutes, we'll live together. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Again, we need to take reporting of crime seriously. I think that we have been told. Arrest of criminals, we have been told. We need to upgrade prisons in Kwale. I agree. The Kwale prisons need urgent upgrade, and the welfare of the prisoners needs to be taken care of in terms of construction. And then road reserve. Mheshimiwa Governor, the only thing I will not agree is for us to allow people to live in the road reserve. Yeah, so if it is a road reserve, I will say we must get them out. Because if we are saying we want to dual the road from here to Lunga, it's to the benefit of all Kenyans. And so it's important. In other installations where people have been living, but we want to do development, definitely we'll do the normal public participation. I participated myself as a Minister for Transport in sorting out the squatter issue in Dongokundu. And I'm happy that we went round. Some people, we even paid them twice because we just wanted to ensure that we clear the place. But where it is clear that it's government land, we cannot encourage people to occupy government land and then make it expensive for us to construct the roads, as hospitals and all other facilities. But I agree with you, Governor, where we want to do development and we know that Kenyans are going to be affected, we must do further consultation. On the Mwarere Ranch, Mwereni Ranch. Okay, thanks. On the Mwereni Ranch, the little I know and the way I've been briefed is that it is an issue that is being handled by, it's actively being handled by the Minister of Lands. And it will be done well because we believe in transparency. We will also make sure that, I'm saying the Minister of Lands is actively working on that issue. No, I'm just saying in terms of documentation and all those other issues. But from our side, we will make sure that wrong people do not invade the land. So that and I understood what you meant about the security, to make sure that the people who are in the land are the right beneficiaries, who are the locals in that area. What I can assure you, Mheshimiwa Governor, is that the word kuna juu is usually an amorphous thing. Yeah, above. Ukisikia mtu amekwambia inatoka above, huyo mtu ni ukora, anajaribu kuefa. Hakuna kitu inaitwa above. Because above inaweza kuwa MCA, inaweza kuwa MP, inaweza kuwa governor, above inaweza kuwa waziri, inaweza kuwa PS, inaweza kuwa also ni maono imetoka mbinguni. So, mtu akitumia the word above, don't ever act on such a statement. It's important that whoever tells you, unajua hii ni ya mkubwa, mwambie mkubwa ameandika wapi, amekuandikia wapi kwamba hii itafanywa namna hiyo. And then finally, I just want to say we are truly honored as a ministry, extremely honored that you took your time to come here. We are very humbled by your humility, Madam Governor, to stay with us the entire day. That shows the utmost respect you give to the national government, to the president, to myself, and to the team that is here. It's also a signature of your working relationship with the county security team. And I want to thank all the MCAs for really sacrificing your time. I want to thank the 3 members of parliament for also joining us, and appreciate those who are unable to join us because of exigencies of duty, because parliament is on today. And I want to thank all our security teams that have been patient. We have sat in a meeting that we thought it was going to be 2 hours. We've sat the entire day. Yeah, I thought everybody was going to be bored and leave. But these issues are important for our country. We do not intend to make this a talk show. No. This is supposed to form, as I said, the base for us to make sure that the things that we have heard from here are tabulated with clarity of when we should be able to deliver on those issues. Thereafter, we will make sure we come back to you either directly to the different departments or directly to the or indirectly through your elected leaders. The other thing I'd like to say is that I wanted also, as a cabinet secretary, leading chiefs and assistant chiefs. I didn't want to serve for 1 year, 2 years, whatever period of time, and then I don't even know where the chiefs are, and I've not heard their voice. So today I'm very happy, you know. I'm extremely happy that I have spoken directly and heard directly from the chiefs, from the ACCs, from the DCCs, from the security team, from OCSs. It gives me great gratification that I can listen to their cries directly. But it's not just enough to listen. Now it is my responsibility to make sure that these issues that you've given us are resolved. Our intention is to make sure that we make Kwale the successful county that it should be. It's our intention to make sure that investors will be comfortable to come to Kwale. It's our intention to make sure that the life of our people are improved because of the work we've done in the security sector. We need to make sure that Kwale achieves its potential, because there is no reason why a country that is rich, a county that has the sea, it has rivers, it has forest, it has minerals, people should live in poverty. It should be. And we must support the county governor here and the county MCAs and the members of parliament and the national government to make sure that we lift this Kwale to achieve its potential. And insecurity cannot be the reason why this Kwale is not achieving its potential. Therefore, the problem that we are facing with young people carrying machetes and pangas everywhere must be dealt with, and dealt with finality. As I said, there will be no sacred cow. Any person who is involved in all these acts of violence must be dealt with, and dealt with ruthlessly. I also want to say here that the welfare of our police officers includes protecting them when they find themselves in line of fire, and in the line of their duty, they have to use reasonable force. We will protect and defend them because we want to keep our country safe. We want to keep this country safe. Our chiefs and our assistant chiefs, you have my full support and protection. If you fail, you are threatened in any way, that report must be escalated to my office so that we can ensure that your security, your safety is guaranteed through proper security for every chief that is working here. We are also assuring the people of Kenya that we are going to deal with issues of corruption. We will deal with issues of ineptitude. We will deal with issues of laxity. We want to make sure that everybody, because we are all in an underperformance contract, and as I told you, we get your reports. We want to reward everybody who does a good job, but we must also punish those who do not do their job. And therefore, the only way you can be punished is to lose your job, or to be demoted, or to be dismissed from service. And that is why we must take our job seriously. We must fight drugs and alcohol abuse fiercely, because it is stealing our future. It is robbing our young people of their future. And we cannot have any laxity. But we cannot fight drugs and alcohol abuse when we have chiefs and assistant chiefs and police officers who are drunk? You cannot come to work drunk. I know some chiefs from where I come from. Some chiefs that I know that this chief ndio ule anakaa kwa mahali pa chang'aa, anasaidia, yeye ndio anasongesha kuni, anamwambia mama mwenye anapika chang'aa na kwa nini haivi haraka? Sasa watu kwa village wanakuja wote wanasema ile nyumba ya ule mama ni mzuri kwa sababu hapo ni chief ako tuko safe. Kwa sababu pengine chief anapewa hapo chang'aa bure bila kulipishwa. Na hata wale wanapika wanajua ya chief ni free, you know? Na hata sio free, atakunywa peke yake, atapewa pia transport ya kwenda nayo. Kwa sababu anajua ataletea yeye customers. If we have you do such kind of things, we will make sure that you are dismissed from the service. We will battle with you in court or wherever, because we want that this is a country of law and order. Kwa hivyo bado niko hapa Pwani, endeleza shughuli. Tumechelewa, tuko bado tunaenda pale nje kuhakikisha kwamba tunafanya kuangalia kazi ya mobile registration imefika wapi. Lakini ningependa kuwashukuru sana kwa muda wenu mmechukua. Mungu awabariki, Mungu awaneemeke. Tuonane tena siku nyingine kama kazi imefanyika vizuri na kama watu wetu wako wanaishi kwa usalama. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.